Pearl Street Books in La Crosse holding a gathering starting at the bottom of the hour this evening to mark the reissue of a book called Squirrel is Alive. News 19's Dave Soley is there with details about the book, and Dave, the program to follow.
Yeah, that's right, Dustin. We're going to tell you about the significance of the title of that book in just a moment, but it's a first-person account by Mary Rostad, and we have Daryl Klott with us, a Holocaust educator, who's going to explain the significance of Mary's action and a little bit of what this book is about.
I'll be so happy to tell you that. This is the book. We're re-releasing it now. It's called Squirrel is Alive, and the reason it's called Squirrel is Alive is because Mary's nickname in Girl Scouts back in Brussels, Belgium, where she grew up with her Catholic family, her nickname was Squirrel. And when she went off on her adventure working for the resistance, she could drop a note home saying Squirrel is alive, and her parents would know she was okay. But it's an amazing true story about this woman who ended up marrying an American soldier. This is my favorite thing because it's a love story. And he was from, Alan Rostad, he was from Houston, Minnesota. And so she came over as a young bride, a war bride, to Houston, Minnesota. And anyway, her story is when she was 16 years old, the Germans invaded her country of Belgium. 16 years old. And they, of course, invaded Brussels, her home. And she and her girlfriend started doing really crazy things to irk the German soldiers, such as stealing their mother's sugar ration and putting it in the German gas tank so they wouldn't run, turning street signs around so that they'd get lost. To me, the most dangerous thing they did was the way Mary described it. The officers, the German officers, she said they looked like little acorns. They were metal and they were sewed to their uniforms. These girls would rub up against these guys in the streetcar. They had razor blades and they'd cut them off. And they'd get together at night to see who had the most gold ones, silver ones, bronze. Anyway, after a year of doing this, she felt she was endangering her family. And at age 17, she left home on a spring day. Oh, the other thing, she was forced to work in the German factory, performing or making stuff for the German army. And they worked in a flashlight factory. And they figured out how to file down something so that it would pass inspection, but would never work again.
This is not enough time, is it? Too much to talk about here. But that's part of what tonight's about. 6:30 down here, Pearl Street Books, some refreshments. It's a wonderful evening. Find out more about this book and why Daryl does what she does. Dustin, back to you.
Oh, fascinating. All right, thank you, Dave. And it's worth checking out if you're in the downtown La Crosse area. 323 Pearl Street is the address there.